KCM partner Joan Higdon and her son Drew live happy and blessed lives in the suburbs of Atlanta. But several years ago, as a young mother and as the wife of a youth pastor actively involved in a large church, Joan's world was rocked to the core when her husband of 12 years suddenly walked away from their marriage and their ministry.
I didn't know where I was going to go. I'd just lost my job with my church. I'd lost what I thought was my identity as a pastor's wife. That's who I wanted to be. And on top of all that, we had quite a bit of credit card debt. We didn't have anything in savings, and I didn't have a job. I couldn't think a day ahead. I could hardly think a half a day ahead. And I just buried myself in worship. When I got to my sister's house, they lived out in the country. It was a beautiful place. And I would sit out on her back porch and cry and talk with the Lord and bury myself in the Word.
The Word that Joan had hidden in her heart became her life source. And as she trusted in the Lord, her heart began to heal. Joan and Drew moved into the basement of her in-laws' home, and she began to trust God for income and a home of their own. 2 years later, as she watched the BVOV broadcast, Joan received clear direction to travel with her son to attend the Southwest Believers Convention for the first time. Within just a few short months, the entire trip was paid in full.
And I remember walking into the service on Monday morning that first year. I'd heard Brother Copeland teach on rolling our cares over on him, and my heart was in Super Kid Academy, worried about my son. And I heard the Lord say so clearly, roll him over on me. I'll take care of him. And I did. I enjoyed the services. He did. The Lord just poured into us that year. And that's where I heard the ministers talking about the Lord providing them homes debt-free. And I just grabbed a hold of it. I took a stand of faith, told the Lord I was going to believe Him for my house. If He did it for all of them, all these ministers here and other people I was hearing on broadcasts, I knew He would do it for me if I would just take a stand, sow my seed, claim the word on it. And this went on for, I guess, 3 years. Satan was just constantly talking to me about this. You're being foolish, giving away all your money, you need to save. And I just kept sowing. Every time the Lord gave me an opportunity, I was sowing. And all of my son's needs and mine were met.
Joan Higdon is a joyful giver, and as she has tithed and sown faithfully, the Lord has poured out His blessings. Shortly after moving to Georgia, Joan was employed and earning more income than she had ever made in her life. Her training led to a promotion and a new job as a paralegal for a successful law firm.
I decided I wanted to keep my Bible open on my desk so that any client that came into my office would know that I'm a Christian, and which would set the platform for me to be able to minister to them. And I'm sharing Jesus with them in probably the darkest hour of their lives. And not only am I sharing Jesus with them, but I'm sharing from a heart of experience.
After 3 years of standing and sowing, the mortgage was paid in full, and Joan and Drew moved into a beautiful home, debt-free.
I don't know what kingdom words would be to say to this, but I was elated, thrilled, over the top, happy. I was living in my dreams. That's what I kept saying. Everything that has been presented to me in the Word as my right as a child of God, as a covenant believer, has come to pass in my life. Everything. My debt was paid in full, which was impossible in and of itself. I have a home debt-free. My son is in private school, and he loves the Lord. We have a beautiful family. My family is saved. I sit in the stands up there, and I think, what a gift this ministry is to my life and to my family. They don't have to hold these meetings, especially and charge nothing, but they do. And because they do, I get to come and enjoy all this. I get to bring my son, who's poured into, and now has dreams of his own that come out of this ministry. And the idea that all things are possible, it's priceless. Just God's hand in every area of my life. His word does not fail. And when I'm tempted to think that something's not going to work out, I just remind myself, look what the Lord has done so far. He's never let me down, and He's not going to start now.